Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing on the couch today. I've not been around for some time now, and I know a lot of you will have been wondering why, and I also miss you, to be sincere. The reason is because the nature of job that I do this month and next month is our double shift month, so I have been super busy. I have a lot of things I want to discuss with us, but don't worry about the admission process because I started this video because I want to help people for their admission process, and when they get admission, then the step they will take to get their visa and stuffs like that. But there are some other things that we can discuss prior to the time that you come to Estonia. What I want to discuss with us today is about racism in Estonia. I want us to understand that in any country of the world, there is a degree of racism. Either it's in Europe or in Africa or America or Australia or Asia and everywhere in the world, there is an amount of racism wherever you get to. But today I'm going to be focusing on racism in Estonia. I want us to understand something that racism is in different levels, and the racism is being expressed in different ways depending on the kind of people that you meet in the country that you are. For example, in this country, Estonia, their racism is not really too vocal. I'm talking about Estonians in general. But as you know that Estonia was once a member of Soviet Union, there are so many Russians in Estonia. If you meet Russians that are racist, their racism is usually pronounced. I can give you an example of myself because there was a time in my school, I schooled in University of Tartu, as you know, but my department is in Parnu city. So as the only black man in Parnu city as at the time that I was there, that was 2016, 2017 period, at least I'm the only black man that I'm seeing there. There is also one Cameroonian girl together in the same school with me. So only two of us used to see ourselves like, black people. So we, have a lot of experiences in terms of being racially profiled or racially attacked. I remember that in most cases when we go to the grocery store, you all of a sudden just see a security man, following you everywhere you are going to pick the stuffs you want to buy. And the funniest thing was that there is actually a security camera everywhere. So I don't know why I personally had to be followed while I'm choosing what I want to pick. Then there was a time I was going home. I went outside and I was going home, and there are some couple of teenagers, and those teenagers were, just doing some funny things to play around me and stuff like that. And I just thought of it like probably those teenagers might not have seen a black person in real life before. They might have been seeing it in TV, elsewhere, but physically they wanted to touch me, all those kind of harassment, and I had to, talk to them that, hey, when you meet a new person, and because they are new generation currently now, they are learning English language so they could understand me. When you meet a new person and you are interested in getting to know the person, or asking a few questions, use your brain to do that. Use your brain to ask question in the proper way, in a more polite way. They say courtesy in a you use courtesy to do it. So I had to educate them. So, and then in my school also, there is usually some kind of you know racism in some ways, but I don't want to talk too much about that. As a student and others, so I was now looking at, okay, how can I deal with this issue of racism? Am I just going to be looking at a way to maybe start fighting back, or doing some stuffs like that? But I realized that I think what makes most people to misunderstand other people from a different culture is because they don't know them well. So I decided to start doing some kind of awareness project. I call it African Cultural Evening. And first, I did it in 2017, and second time I did it in 2018. So I think that after posting this video, I'll try to couple some of the clips together, to the one for 2017 and the one for 2018. I will post it also so that you can have the glimpse of what I'm talking about. So I use it as a form of awareness for them to get to know us properly, and get to understand us even more, while we also try to understand them also. Because in most cases, some people might not be racist if they do some certain things. I will give you an example of what happened. One day I was trying to cross the road to the tram station, and unconsciously, I didn't even notice my boot hit a small rock, and the rock went and hit another guy. I think he's a Russian guy. It hits him on his boot. So I wasn't looking, I didn't even know. I knew I kicked a stone, but I didn't know it hit anybody. So it was just one small stone like that on the road. So he was complaining, and I just looked up and I see somebody staring at me and was saying some aggressive stuff to me, and I was like, what is this one saying? So I looked at the guy like, what are you saying, what are you doing? But when I got closer to him, he told me that he was speaking Russian. So he told me that, don't you see like the stone? I was like, I can't hear what you are saying. So fortunately, he could speak English. So he told me that you hit a rock and it hit me. I was like, oh my God, I'm very sorry. I thought you were saying something back to me. He said, no, it was because of the rock you hit, and I was trying to talk to you about it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I apologized, and you see, if he didn't speak English language, I would have thought that it was just being racially, uh, insultive or something like that. So, but at the end of the day, I was able to discover that he was actually complaining that I did something to him. So sometimes we might get their intentions wrong, so they might not actually be racist. So we might just think they are. So, but there are so many ways that you can deal with racism, like the way I dealt with it. It gives me joy, although I spent a lot of money putting the program together. Even as I did that, the program wasn't perfect, but at least the purpose of the program was achieved, and that was how I did it. While all those times that I did it, I was a student then. So I'm just trying to say this because of the students, that if you are thinking what are you going to do about racism while you are a student, that was what I did in my own time. So I'm going to post some clips of the African cultural event, Nigerian cultural events for you, and you are going to see what I did during the time I was a student. So start thinking about what you can do in order to properly integrate into Estonia before you even come to Estonia. I think that is really going to help you. So start thinking about that. That is basically what I want to talk about today. And I think that next week I'll be able to put something together. I will still post those video that I promised you. So I want you to take good care of yourself. And thank you so much for subscribing. And if you like the contents of my video, please do well to subscribe. And I have so many contents I wanted to continue sharing. So see you next time.